Hello, hello, Tiltify community. I am so excited for this week's community spotlight. We have Mermaid Royal with us this week, and I'm so happy to get to know a little bit more about her creator background. And Mermaid does go by she, they pronouns. Okay. Mermaid is an absolute dominant force in this industry. She does a lot for diversity in so many different spaces that she's in, and also D&D, correct?
Yeah,
Oh my
D&D.
god, yes, let's learn a little bit all about that, and I know it's plus size, and it's oh my gosh, it's just beautiful. I love watching those streams. So, let's get to know a little bit about them and their content creation journey and all the fun things they are doing.
Yeah, so hi. Hello. If you're meeting me for the first time, my name's Jude, or Mermaid Royal. I use she, they pronouns. I am a variety broadcaster, but also a ttrpg performer and producer. So I stream
Wow.
a lot of Fortnite, Dead by Daylight, Animal Crossing now that the update is out. Whatever I feel like doing is basically what you'll find over on my channel if I'm streaming by myself. On Fridays, I am the producer for Deaf to Divinity, the first all fat, all queer D&D 5e campaign,
Love it.
DM'd by Katie May. We are inching closer and closer to our season finale, and it has been such a whirlwind and so much fun, and I've learned so much. But yeah, that's pretty much all I'm doing right now. But
That's all
my
you're doing, okay,
that's
that's a
all I'm
whole
doing
lot.
right now.
That's
It
a
is a lot.
whole lot, yeah, and I bet you are enjoying every bit of it, and you said Death to Divinity,
Yeah,
it's
Death
coming
to
up on its
Divinity.
season finale, so is it coming
Yeah.
back for the next season?
Oh
What do
yeah,
we
yeah,
think?
yeah, yeah. We're gonna be back. We're gonna take like I think I have to talk to the rest of the cast, but I think like a 2 to 4 week break ish.
Okay,
So our season finale is December 17th, and then we don't know when season two premieres, but probably sometime in January.
that's
Uh,
amazing.
yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, it's been doing so well since the start, and I'm proud of all the lovely people that are a part of that event. That is amazing.
It's
And
so
I wanted
fun.
to ask you, I don't even know much about D&D, but if there's
Hmm.
anybody else that doesn't know what it is, can you give us like a briefing about it?
Yeah. So D&D in the way that we play D&D is anything you want it to be. So basically, our campaign specifically follows the journey of five different adventurers
Mhm.
from the land of Kurthis, which is a city in the sky. And my character, Adriel, is chosen by a monarch to go down
Okay.
into the wilds for an expedition. The wilds is the equivalent of like the Feywild in D&D lore.
Wow.
And I have to pick like my team, which because it's D&D and because like you know how it goes, the people that I pick are the people in my party. And we go down into the wilds and shenanigans ensue. I will say that if you like people who are gay messes and don't know how to show up to things on time, our party is for you. If you've never played D&D before, that's completely fine. We have two newbies on the squad as well. Lyrica and Kita never played a long-term D&D campaign before. They're crushing it. I love them. But
Yes.
yeah, it was very important to us to have a mixture of people who like were familiar with D&D and also people
Mhm.
who'd never played D&D before. Because gaming is for everyone, and why would we gatekeep someone based off of like not having the opportunity to play D&D prior? Especially for like a long form campaign, like you need to
Mhm.
have a lot of trust at the table in order to be
Exactly.
like, "Hi, here's my character. Here you go for 20 weeks." Like that's a big commitment, and a lot of people like don't do the safety tools that you need in order for that to like be a possibility. Um,
Yeah.
so so yeah, so D&D really fun if you want to slash things, if you want to like make really cool characters. If you've never tried it, I guarantee there are people in your circles who like either want to play or have played and would like to do something else. If you're not comfortable with like a long form campaign, one shots are great, mini series are great to kind of like get your feet wet.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Wow. So correct me if I'm wrong. So basically, these sessions, you make the story during that
Yes.
session. There's no script to it.
No, so that's completely improv. There are
Wow.
like source books from Wizards of the Coast. We're not using a source book. Our campaign is completely homebrewed by Katie May. So like Katie May has kind of like created this world for us to play in. which has been
Mhm.
really fun because we're just like, what's happening? What's going on? But there are actual source books. I'm in a source book campaign. I'm in a Rhyme of the Frost meeting campaign over on Dana's channel on Tuesdays. And that follows loosely, albeit because we've been doing our own thing. But
Yeah.
that follows a source book very loosely. But either way is fine. I've seen people who have just like completely like taken from like TV shows and movies. Like I'm in the process right now for a next year release to do a
Uh-huh.
limited Sailor Moon campaign that I'm going to be DMing, which is taking
Ooh.
from like the Sailor Moon lore, breaking D&D as a
Yes.
system in order to
Oh
like
my
make it work.
god.
So
Ooh.
yeah, so I'm in the process of that right now, and there are a lot of people who do that as well. Who else can I think of? Damsels Dice and Everything Nice is a homebrewed campaign, but like they all play Disney characters, which is
Oh.
very cute. And I love it so much. There are like there's so much like interesting stuff in the TTRPG space that I like just adore.
Yeah, I wanna get into it, but I definitely do feel intimidated. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to just get over that and try it because it looks like so much
Vanna
fun.
Vanna
It
has
really
a
does.
like show for newbies called Pull Up a Sheet where
Okay.
people who are like in the TTRPG space like sign up,
Mhm.
or who are new to the TTRPG space sign up,
Okay.
and you play a game with Vanna while Vanna is like teaching you how to play the game.
Oh,
So it's I think Cleo just recently did one with
okay.
Vanna, and
Nice.
it's just so cool to watch people just like get into D&D for the first time or like
Yeah.
TTRPGs. I'm just like, oh, this is so fun. Cause like I'm fairly new to TTRPGs as well. Like I only started playing D&D last January, so I'm coming up on a year. So it's just
Wow.
it's just really exciting. So yeah, anyway, pull up a sheet. That's a good thing. Also, you are welcome at my table anytime. So if you would like to play a game, we can figure something out. And I will either DM
Okay.
for you or find
I
someone
will
to DM for
take
you.
you up on that offer
Let's
100%.
go.
But again, everyone, as you are listening, listen, mermaids doing amazing things. And again, That's a Divinity has, oh my gosh, all sorts of lovely femmies in this industry to join and just do some fun D&D. And especially she said she had two newbies there too. So maybe you could just join and learn some things yourself. You never know. That is on your Twitch channel, right? Is it
Yeah.
on Fridays?
It's on Fridays at 8:30 p.m. EST.
Fridays, 8:30. I knew it. Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah.
We like highlighting all the amazing things you're also doing outside of fundraising. So thank you so
Mhm.
much for sharing that with
Yeah,
us.
of course.
And we're going to dive into the fundraising. I think
Let's
it's time.
go.
So, amongst all the different causes you have supported, what are some of the favorite fundraisers you have done with Tiltify?
So, my favorite fundraiser that I've ever done, which we're going to be doing again soon, is my fundraiser last year for the LGBTQ Freedom Fund. So, every year in December, we do an event on my stream called Pride December, which is Pride and December, where we highlight a bunch of different queer content creators and all fundraise for like a cause. This year, we're raising money for Railroad. There we go. But last year, we raised money for the LGBTQ Freedom Fund, and we raised over $35,000 as a collective, which was
Wow.
one of the most like incredible experiences that like I've ever had as a streamer. Like we raised almost 10K on my channel alone, and then
Wow.
the other 25K was raised on like the other people's channels who were also a part of the event. And it was the first time I'd ever like taken on a project that big. And this year we're like revamping it to be a bunch of like TTRPG stuff and a bunch of games. And
Nice.
so we're doing a bunch of one shots and a bunch of like D2D still going on. So D2D for the month of December will have, instead of a chaos bar, which is what we normally have, that goes towards the cast. It'll be like
Uh-huh.
fundraising incentives. Um, and then like we have a bunch of people who have either wanted to play CCRPGs or are like seasoned veterans raising money. But anyway, Pride December was like the first event that I did that was like a not only a like one-off charity event kind of thing.
Mhm.
And it was just so beautiful to watch all the communities come together, and it was so sweet.
Oh.
Also, it was really chaotic because I do these things when we play Among Us, which are Among Us incentives, where if you
Oh.
donate $25, you get to choose who I vote or choose who I accuse. $50, I kill in front of everyone. $75, I vent, I think, something like that.
Mhm.
They're just chaos incentives that you can choose for donations, and people really enjoyed those and were in with those. We also did DBD incentives where like you would either choose my survivor, choose my loadout. For survivors, I would have a no mither loadout, which I hate no mither. It is my least favorite survivor perk. I want it deleted from the game. So I'll have no mither loadouts, or as a killer, I'll have Mori loadouts because I also don't like
Mhm.
running Moris. It's just not the way that I play the game.
Yeah.
So we'll also do that sometimes. But yeah, Pride December is definitely like up there in terms of events that I've done.
Awesome. And do you include other queer creators to fundraise for the same cause?
Yeah, absolutely. So Pride
Yeah.
December is a public team
Public team.
on
Okay.
Tiltify. So I create the Pride December campaign, and then whoever's involved in the event, I give them the link for that. And then I also put it on Twitter because I'm just like, if y'all want to fundraise for Pride December, I'm not going to stop you from doing that.
Right.
I'm not upset about
Awesome.
it. Like,
Yeah.
if y'all win and I win, we all win, and I'm not like pressed about
Love
it.
that. That's amazing. Cool. So everyone can get involved. So keep your
Hmm.
eyes peeled for Pride December. That's such a cute name, too. I love it. Pride is not just 1 month, y'all. Just
Hmm.
making that clear.
All
That
year
is
round.
literally all year round. So that's awesome, Mermaid. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing with us.
Yeah, of
And
course.
fundraising for queer causes are so important. So
So
important.
important.
And again, not just for Pride Month, all year round.
All year round.
People are queer all day, every day.
All day, every day,
Not
24/7.
yeah, not just for Pride Month, I promise. So they
Mhm.
need that support. And I love that about you, Mermaid. You're always working hard to make these spaces safe for queer
Thank you.
folks and people of color. And I love that. And I want to learn a little bit more about why you do that, especially as a woman of color, too.
Yeah, of course. So I when I was like 15, 16, I was doing acting. And I like went to college for acting eventually, but like when I was in high school for acting, I was just like, I don't see anyone that's like me, like in the media, literally at all. And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. So I started doing YouTube around that time. And as I like progressed on YouTube, I started to create the Mermaid Kingdom, which is a community, which is like the name of my community, but like it's a community based in like
Yeah.
self acceptance, self love, but also like accountability and like learning as I've gotten older, right?
Yeah.
And because like it's fine and dandy to like have a community that like loves each other, right? But like with love, there also has to be accountability because sometimes we make mistakes and sometimes like some people don't know all the things that they need to know. And
Yeah.
one thing that I say about my community is that like we are a fun but also inclusive community. Um, I've stopped necessarily saying safe space because like my safe space is not a safe space for everyone. In terms of like you are going to be uncomfortable in my space just based on the way that I run my space, right? Like
Right.
we are very vocal about like being cautious about the language that we use in terms of like ableism, or we are very cautious about the words that we use in terms of like food neutrality and body liberation, right? And for people who are not exposed to those things, can make them very uncomfortable, right? And so like I created a space that my 15-year-old self needed. Like that's why I made the Mermaid Kingdom. If you happen to like vibe in the space, great, perfect. But at the end of the day, it's not for it's like if it invites you, great, awesome, glad that you're here. But it's also like a space that like my 15-year-old self needed, and other 15-year-olds who happen to be like me, even though my space is 18 plus now, like like it was for them. And I think that like it's really important to understand that like even though people like celebrate Pride, or even though they like tweet about like Black History Month and Hispanic Heritage Month or
Mhm.
Asian Pacific Islander Month, like they're still not like inclusive. And so like my job as like the facilitator of the space along with my mods is to ensure that like our space is actually inclusive and actually doing the work. So if you come on my
Yeah.
stream, there's like a little in my role section, there's like a little paragraph that's like, hi, this space is anti all of these things. Like, it's the first thing you see in my rules because some people like got it messed up a little bit and like we're coming through and being not okay. And then would get banned or timed out and be like, why'd you time me out? I'm like, did you not read the rules that you clicked on?
Do you know who I am?
Do you know who I am? Anyway, but so I think for me, like the most important thing is to ensure that like I'm sticking to like the pillars of my community and what makes
Yeah,
my community feel inclusive and safe, right? So yeah, that's yeah. And it's
or
important to me because I think that like we all need a space to go, right?
yeah.
And so if that space is my space, then I'm glad and I'm happy. And if it's not my space, that's also okay. And there are other spaces on the internet that I'm sure you would like feel welcome in.
Yeah, I respect you for saying my safe space is probably not safe for others. I respect that. I really do. Because there's so many different people. People are just different. They're just different. Every
Mhm.
single person is different, and that's that on that, you
Yeah.
know? But again, you creating an inclusive community is so it's needed right now, and the work you're
Mhm.
doing is needed, and you're doing amazing work. And the fact
Thank
that you
you.
and your mods take the time to be inclusive of everyone and supportive of everyone and still support these underrepresented communities outside of their amazing celebratory months is awesome. And I love that the most about you because every single day you are you're fighting
Yeah.
for us
Thank
and you
you.
are speaking up all the time. I hope you sleep, okay? I hope you
I
sleep.
do. I do
Okay.
now.
Good, good. But yeah, you are always fighting. And again, take time for yourself. It's okay
Thank
to
you.
not fight for a couple days, you know?
Yeah.
I know
I
that's
fight
something you are passionate
significantly
about.
less now, which is
Okay.
nice.
Good. Yeah, cuz you can't fight everybody on the
No.
internet cuz they just don't listen.
My okay, listen, my mods literally had to step in and be like, "Okay, listen. You can't fight everyone." And they said that because sometimes I hurt people's feelings. You can edit this out if you want, but I need to tell you the story. My mods literally had a meeting with me and they were like, "Jude, I need you to stop dragging people on Twitter. I need you to stop dragging people on Twitter because it's making our jobs harder." I was like, okay, I'll stop dragging people on Twitter. I'm sorry. Because
Wow.
I sometimes people don't want to hear about themselves. And so I hurt their feelings. It's not on purpose. It's just like you messed with the wrong person.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I
I needed to
no,
tell
I
you
feel
that
that.
because I needed to tell you that because I thought you would appreciate it.
I do appreciate that. I appreciate your mods being real with you. I you know, instead of just leaving you because that's not okay.
No,
No,
they're
Jude, we need you to cool it down a little bit, okay,
Rated
please.
a little bit. 2021 made me very spicy, and so they were like,
Yeah.
"Hey, bestie, stop." It's like, "All right, I'm sorry."
Well, again, I respect the work that you're doing, and
Thank you.
seriously, you are very knowledgeable in this space and creating
Thank you.
these spaces to be inclusive to us. So we appreciate you. As a Tiltify, love the work you are doing 100%. So keep doing everything you're doing and take time
Thank
for
you.
yourself and rest and sleep. Very important. I know people, they're always like, why are you telling me to rest? Because sometimes you need someone to tell you to rest.
Rest.
This industry is crazy and it's toxic sometimes. But of course, comedians like you make it a whole beautiful
Thank
sunny
you.
day. But this industry is toxic towards plus size women,
Mhm.
people of color. Okay. I'm double whammy.
I feel you. I got you.
Woman,
Yeah.
black, you know,
Yeah, I got you.
everything. So, yeah, take time for yourself. But of course, we love the work you're doing.
Thank
And,
you.
fundraising, you do a lot of fundraising and that event that happens every December, that is awesome. And we can't wait to tune into that.
I'm so
And
excited.
yeah, and I wanted to ask you, why do you fundraise? Why do you fundraise on your channel?
I think
What
for
makes your drive
me
so important?
I think for me, I came from a very, like, low income family, right? Like,
Mhm.
we were on
Mhm.
food stamps, we were on government support, and, like, uh, it was very important for me as, like, someone who, like, creates content in the space to, like, be able to, like, give back as much as I can, and so, like, even though I can't personally give back because I and still dealing with money issues, right? If I'm able to like use my platform as a space for other people to give back and like use my energy and time, because those are also valuable
Mm.
resources, right? If I'm
Yeah.
able to dedicate a month out of the year for like a really big fundraiser and also do my smaller fundraisers during the year, like I fundraise for like Pride Month, right? I'll
Mhm.
fundraise for like small things that Emporium, which is one of my Twitch teams is doing. If I'm able to dedicate my time and energy, those are just as valuable and important. And so
Yeah.
being able to be like, hi, I'm going to organize this specific event for a charity to like help people is so important. I think that like we as like humans and society like owe it to each other to like look out
Yeah.
for one another and be compassionate to one another, right? I think that we owe it to each other to like look out for those in society that like are more marginalized than we are, right? And so like the LGBTQ Freedom Fund is a charity that I specifically like really adore. So I dealt with a lot of my siblings being in and out of the federal prison system and not being able to like have the money or the funds for bail or parole or a lawyer,
Yeah.
right? And the LGBTQ Freedom Fund specifically helps Black and Brown people who are incarcerated for small, small to big things that they either did do or didn't do, and it doesn't matter, right? Like they are working towards helping those people get help.
Yeah.
Um, Railroad, which is the charity that we're raising money for this year, works towards helping people who are homeless or without
Mhm.
shelter because of who they are and who they love, right?
Yeah.
And when all of this stuff happened last June, we raised money for the Bail Project. Like, it's very important for me to like be able to fight the system with the resources that I'm allocated because like I can't protest as a disabled person. I can't go out and protest. That's just not something that like
Yep.
I'm physically able to do, but I am able to like use my Twitch platform and raise money to help
Yep.
people. And it's never been in my character to just like sit back and do nothing, right? So as much as I can, if I can like rally and be like, hey, we're doing this for this amount of days, come through. Yes, I will turn my channel into a cursed space where we have toad alerts for 3 weeks if you hit this goal. Yes, I will do a Stardew Jojo run, even though it hurts
Mhm.
my soul. Yes, I will play Alien Isolation, which I still have to do, and I'm putting it off because I'm a
Oh,
weenie.
oh, that game
Uh,
is scary.
because I'm
Oh.
a weenie. I am gonna play it though. I promise them, and so we're gonna do it. But like if I can quote unquote like suffer in the name of like good, like I'm gonna do it because it's funny, it makes good content, but also it helps people, and that's really the most important thing.
Oh gosh, yeah, and Rainbow Railroad. That's an important cause right now because of COVID. People are already
Mm-hmm.
struggling or homeless already and they can't get a job or get any kind of government assistance.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a very important cause to support now. So I appreciate you taking initiative to support them. Um gosh, and I know it's really bad this year. Well, especially last year, but it's still
It's
a
still bad. We're
pandemic.
still in a
It's
pandemic.
still bad, you know? We could just go to restaurants now, woohoo, but yeah, it's scary, and just for being a queer individual, you get kicked out because someone doesn't wanna agree with who you love, or it doesn't wrap around my head.
Me either.
People are interesting
Hmm.
individuals, but we just have to look out for one another and
Yeah.
do as much as we can to help them because they didn't do anything wrong.
Right.
And I'm so happy that we have so many causes actually on Tiltify to
You
support this
do.
actual initiative and helping get them back on their feet. So that's awesome. And I can't wait for Pride December.
I'm so excited. I'm so
Yay!
it's gonna be such a fun and wild time. We're doing
Yeah.
it a little different this year,
Mhm.
with actual like scheduled events in terms of like
Nice. Yeah.
instead of like a team this year,
Mhm.
I've gone through and like selected people to like be a part of like separate events.
Nice.
Um,
I love that.
so it's gonna be a little different, and I'm very
Mhm.
excited and also very nervous to be
Ah,
doing
don't
it in a
be.
different way this year.
You got it. Just have fun. That's really what it is.
Yeah.
Um, However much you fundraise, they didn't have it last month or yesterday.
Hmm.
So they're going to be so grateful for just you creating that event and choosing their cause to support. So awareness
Mhm.
is just as good as donations, probably even more powerful. But yeah, and I wanted to ask you one last question.
Yeah.
What would you tell somebody that wants to start their first fundraiser with Tiltify? What advice would you give them?
Hmm. Choose incentives that are fun for you, because if they're not fun for you, you're not gonna do them. 1. 2, uh, ask your community for, like, incentives that they wanna see,
Mhm.
or you can either copy other streamers. I know that I'm not supposed to say that, but, like, you can go look at other streamers for inspiration and just
Yeah,
swoop their
you can.
ideas. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's not illegal to go take inspiration from other streamers, I promise. I know some people feel very strongly about that. I'm not one of them. Come to my fundraiser streams and steal my ideas. It's fine. I'm not mad about it. If we're all raising money for charity, I literally do not care.
Yeah.
Um, the 4th thing is find a charity that like you feel passionate about, because if you feel passionate about it when you're talking to your community about it, they will feel your passion in the same way that like
Exactly.
if you play a game that you like, your
Yep.
community will know that. It's the same thing. If you pick a charity just to pick a charity, you'll do it's not necessarily do worse, right? Because there's no
Mhm.
way to like do worse at a charity campaign.
Correct.
You'll just be more enthusiastic about the campaign if it's a charity that you feel very strongly about. Um, but yeah, overall though, just have fun. It's not like whether you raise $50, $100, $500, that's still money that's going to that charity and helping
Exactly.
people
Every
at the end
dollar
of the
makes a
day.
difference.
Right. Every dollar
Every
that
dollar.
too. And
I
like
promise.
yeah, every dollar makes a difference. And like saying that too to your community, like have smaller incentives. Like have
Yeah.
what I like to do, TBH, is I'll make special alerts for like $3, $5, $10, 15, 20,
Mhm.
25. And then once I get to 25, I'll do 50, 75, 100. But
Yeah.
I'll make those smaller alerts because people are just like, yes, I want to hear these alerts. Depending on like what you're raising money for. Like I'm probably gonna do what I did back in June, which is find some like 8-bit covers and do that. Uh, but I know Kita did some kazoo covers
Oh
for
my
her
goodness.
charity stuff because
I love that.
that's a part of her brand. I know that some people use memes, which is or vines or TikToks, which is also just as funny. It's just finding a way to make it a little bit more engaging for the community, even if they're not like donating, right? Because
Yep.
even those who are
Mhm.
not donating are enjoying like the like added production value of the like charity stream.
Yeah. I love that. That is all amazing advice. Thank you so much, Mermaid. I
Yeah, of
appreciate it.
course.
And I also just wanted to dabble in with advice. Um, well, I guess this really counts if you're looking at your viewer count. I do
Hmm.
personally as a creator. I'm always like, "Hey, there's 50 or 100 people in here. If every single one of you donate $1, that's $100. That's $50." That's
Hmm.
how I also incentivize. Every dollar makes a difference because people, they don't think of it that way. They're like, "Wait, oh yeah, we could all donate $1 and that's $30. Boom, yes."
Yeah, Dollar
And that's
Trains.
taking care of an interview or clothes for someone's interview or something, whatever it may be. Every
Hmm.
donation is a gift that gives. So I just wanted to stress that because I say
Yeah.
that all the time. A lot of people don't think that way. I'm like, yes, 50 people in here, $50, boom, $50, boom. You all did that together as a community. And
Hmm.
community is that's just something you should have as an aspect of your content. I mean, without your
Hmm.
community,
Oh, I have a lot of
whatever.
feelings
What
about
is
that.
it?
I have
What
so
is
many
it?
feelings
What
about
are you?
that. Oh
Yeah.
God. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So thank you again for
Yeah, of
being here with
course.
me today. We absolutely adore you and all the work you are doing
I adore
now.
y'all. Thank y'all for making it so
Oh,
simple for us to fundraise.
oh,
It's really helpful for us as streamers to just be like, ah, yes, I'm gonna go look on like for this year's Pride December. I went on Tiltify, I typed in LGBTQ, and then I looked at all of the LGBTQ causes that I could find. And then I was like, this one, this one, this one. And then I went to my
cool.
mods and I was like, here are the options. And they're like, this one. I was like, great, perfect.
Awesome. Yeah, and we are improving that search query, I will say. It works, but it can work even better. So We're always
I'm so
improving to make our
excited.
platform better and make it even easier for creators because you are all busy, okay? You are all busy. We need to make your experience easy as pie. Make your campaign, boom, couple minutes. May take you an hour or two if you want to really get detailed with your incentives and milestones and such. But boom, it really only takes a couple minutes to get your campaign ready and do some
Yeah.
good. So yes, thank you, of course, for that feedback. We always tell the devs, hey, look what this creator said. They love it. So thank you. Now, where can our community find you on socials, my dear?
Yeah, you can find me everywhere at Mermaid Royal. On Instagram, it has an underscore, but everywhere else it's just at Mermaid Royal. If you want to like see me live, you can catch me Mondays and Saturdays doing my own thing. And then you can catch me Friday night on my channel playing D&D. You can also catch me Friday mornings, Friday afternoons sometimes when I'm feeling spicy, doing a
Ooh.
pop-up stream or two, but it's not on my official schedule because if it's on my official schedule, it'll stress me out. So
Yeah,
like
that's nice.
Friday afternoons, sometimes depending on the week. But yeah, that's pretty much where you can find me live. But I'm always on Twitter. You'll find me yelling about something, either my cats or the hot take of the week. That's garbage.
Yes. Oh my
But either
gosh.
way.
Woo! Again, thank you, my darling. And everyone will have those links down below. Click those links. Go support Mermaid right now. Okay. And go tune into their streams on Twitch. Everyone,
Yeah.
have a good day and please stay safe out there.